And in sports, the Rio de Janeiro government has named an anti-racism law in honor of Real Madrid forward Vinicius Jr. The Vini Jr. law, unanimously approved by the Rio government in June, will see sporting events stopped or suspended in the event of racist conduct.
Well, the heavyweight champion Oleksandr Usyk will defend his WBO, WBA, Super, and IBF titles against Briton Daniel Dubois in Warsaw, Poland on 26 August. Ukrainian Usyk 36 will face Dubois, the WBA mandatory challenger, at the 24,000 capacity Tarki Skin Arena. Gabellison has more.
Latest world sports. Football. Vinicius Jr. The Rio de Janeiro government has named an anti-racism law in honor of Real Madrid forward Vinicius Jr. The Vini Jr. law, unanimously approved by the Rio government in June, will see sporting events stopped or suspended in the event of racist conduct. Vinicius, 22, was racially abused several times last season. Today is a very special day and I hope my family is very proud, he said at a ceremony at the Maracana Stadium where he made his senior debut for Flamengo. I am very young and I didn't expect that I would be receiving this tribute. The local media said the law was inspired by Vinicius' response to being racially abused during a game at Valencia in May, which was stopped as the player pointed out those responsible. The law includes protocol on how to process complaints of racism and mandatory educational campaigns. Vinicius also received awards from Rio's Legislative Assembly and City Council, and his footprints were added to the stadium's Walk of Fame, beside those of Brazilian greats such as Pelé, Garrincha, and Ronaldo. Rio's Secretary for Sports, Rafael Pacciani, said it was an honor to pay tribute to an idol of Brazilian football, born and raised in Rio de Janeiro. Vinicius has been asked to lead a special FIFA anti-racism committee made up of players. His most recent games were in postseason friendlies for Brazil against Guinea and Senegal, which were organized as part of an anti-racism campaign, which will continue with a friendly against Spain at Rio's Bernabeu Stadium next March. Sometimes I wonder if I deserve so much, added Vinicius, who moved from Flamengo to Real in 2018. I didn't expect so many awards and to receive all this affection at the Maracana, where I attended and played so many Flamengo matches. Boxing. Daniel Dubois. Oleksandr Usyk to defend heavyweight titles against Briton on 26 August. Heavyweight world champion Oleksandr Usyk will defend his WBO, WBA Super and IBF titles against Briton Daniel Dubois in Warsaw, Poland on 26 August. Ukrainian Usyk, 36, will face Dubois, the WBA mandatory challenger, at the 24,000 capacity Tarczyński Arena. Dubois, 25, holds the WBA belt and has won 19 fights with 18 knockouts and been defeated once. He is a great fighter and I do respect him, but it's my time now, Dubois said. I'm going to shock the world and show people how good Daniel Dubois really is. Pound-for-pound star Usyk has won all 20 professional fights and will make a second defense of his unified title. I am very glad that we have the opportunity to organize my fight in Poland, where I won my first world title 7 years ago, Usyk said. The fight, originally scheduled for 12 August, was pushed back by 2 weeks to more closely align with Ukraine's Independence Day, which falls on 24 August. Following Russia's invasion of Ukraine, more than 1 million Ukrainian refugees relocated to Poland. I want to thank the Polish people who are helping Ukraine so sincerely, Usyk added. Hundreds of thousands of my compatriots have been hosted by this wonderful country. Therefore, I hope that my fight will become one more opportunity for Ukrainians and people of Poland to unite and strengthen our friendship. Motorsports. British Grand Prix. Silverstone boss warns against reckless protest at F1 race. There is a high chance of serious injury or death if protesters invade the track at the weekend's British Grand Prix, Silverstone's managing director has warned. Several sporting events have been disrupted by climate and animal rights groups in recent months, Stuart Pringle said. Enhanced searching may help prevent protests. It is a ridiculously reckless thing to put your own life at risk, Pringle said. It also risks the lives of the drivers, spectators, and marshals. He told BBC Radio 5 Live that Silverstone has an added advantage, a fence, in keeping protesters off the track. Unlike cricket or tennis, we have a fence which is designed to stop parts of a racing car in the event of an accident going into the crowd, he said. That is helpful, but it is designed to help keep debris going into the fence, not to stop a determined person that wants to put their life at risk. He said there will be 480,000 people attending the circuit over 4 days. Just Stop Oil protesters have disrupted other sporting events such as the Ashes, Wimbledon, and Rugby Union's Premiership final recently. While supporters of Animal Rising disrupted the Grand National and Derby at Epsom, supporters of Just Stop Oil were also handed suspended prison sentences and community orders after invading the Silverstone track in 2022. Home Secretary Suella Braverman led talks with sport leaders on Wednesday to look at how they could tackle disruption. Speaking about that meeting on Thursday, policing ministers Chris Philp said sports were being encouraged to hire more marshals and use injunctions to prevent protests. We'd like to see, obviously, those sporting organizations increase the number of marshals and stewards. They have to be more careful about checking people coming into sporting events and react really quickly when something happens, he told Times Radio. At the meeting yesterday we had with sporting leaders, we encourage the use of injunctions because that allows for a much more severe criminal penalty if the injunction gets breached. Pringle agrees tougher stances are needed and pointed out there would be enhanced searching in operation for those attending the race weekend. I think we need stronger sanctions, he said. The people who invaded our track last year were giving suspended prison sentences. How that is appropriate, I have no idea. They were grossly putting people's lives at risk, their own and spectators, marshals, and competitors. I hope there might be a more robust approach to that. It is an offense to run onto a football field. I don't understand how it is not an offense to run onto a cricket pitch or a tennis court. But if you run onto Silverstone this weekend, it will be aggravated trespass, and that is a criminal offense. Gab Ellison reporting from Daunted, ABC Amba News.